My passion for artist jewelry, and let's say the beginning of my collection, well, that all started about 30 years ago when my husband-to-be, Diane Venet at the time, rolled for me a bar of silver and made it as an engagement ring, rolling it around my finger. And this is, of course, my favorite piece, I would say, because it's symbolically so important to me. And then he gave me works of jewelry by his colleague friends, Armand in New York, César in France, and beautiful bracelet of Fontana from Italy. And then, you know, although there were obstacles, of course, the passion was there, and the seed began to grow. And now I probably own about, I would say, 200 of them. But it took 30 years. And of course you have to learn. So I learned, I read, I met colleagues, friends, people in all countries who were collectors or interested in the matter. My gratitude goes to my godfathers and godmothers in the subject, the people from whom I learned more. I think about Giancarlo Montebello in Milano. I think about Joan Sonaben, who's not here anymore, but she taught me a lot. She collected in Boston already in the 60s. And then Didier and Martin Haspeslag in London, and gallerists like a mini masterpiece in Paris, Esther de Bossé. And I realized very quickly that the subject matter of an artist's jewel was always, at the start, a very intimate story. I mean, love or friendship between an artist and the woman or the person to whom he was giving the piece. This is the idea for Picasso, who did some, you know, he was collecting some pebbles from the beach, carving them for Marie-Thérèse, and you know, lots of artists did make jewelry exceptionally for a woman beside them. It was never a matter of money or a commercial matter, and that was what interested me most, because it was an intimate story. Of course, I particularly like, and I'm particularly enthusiastic about the pieces that the artist did for me, because it's fantastic. I have unique pieces from very important artists like Frank Stella, who didn't want to do any jewelry and did it just by friendship, but also Liu Fan, also André Serrano, who came to me to ask me if we could do a piece of jewelry together. I was very honored. And also Wim Delvoye in Belgium, and also Orlan in France, and Jacques Villeglé, and all these main artists have come to join the collection, and I'm so proud about that. And I'm also very proud now because the collection is going from a museum to another museum, and I'm so honored that they invite me. I've been showing in New York at the MAD, I've been showing in Miami at the Bass Museum, in Seoul, in Greece, in Athens at the Benaki, in Venice, and I'm going to Riga now, of course to my own city next year, which is Paris at the Musée des Arts Décoratifs. And this for me is absolutely fantastic, because I defend the subject matter. I think that a jewelry by an artist is not just a miniature of what they do in large. It's they pick the challenge to do something wearable that is very close to their main scope as an artist, but they do it, and it's not easy, and it's not always, they don't find immediately what to do, and it's very, very exciting. And it's the pieces I have and I show, even every day in my everyday life in my house when I install them, it's like a mini museum. It's like a private mini museum, and the people who come to see, they are very surprised, because nobody knows that such artist has been doing a piece of jewelry. It's a surprise, but it's also a very beautiful discovery, because it's new, because nobody knows, and this is part of my pleasure.